You see, we're born to be alive, born to be alive. You see, we're born, you see, we're born to be alive.
Buenas hermanas y hermanos. Today we are in the Typhoon Roasters coffee shop. We are in a new chapter of La Máquina. And today we are with Daria.
Hi. My name is Daria. I'm head of sales at Typhoon Roasters. And I'm very happy to have you guys here. And I'm very excited for this podcast.
Please describe the story behind the Typhoon Roaster.
Sure. So our company just celebrated 15 years being on the market. We started as a company producing grain drying machines. It's a family-owned business, and the son of a family, he was always a big fan of coffee, and he decided that he wants to pursue this coffee world more, and he was the one who designed our first roaster. And then since then, 15 years in, we are producing coffee roasters, and now we are producing all fully electric convection roasters. We have a wide range from the shop roasters to industrial ones. All of them are electric, fluid bed machines, which I think we'll talk a bit later as well. And in 2020, we opened this coffee shop where we're sitting, which I think we'll show a bit later on the podcast. And so now we have our production facility here in the Czech Republic, as well as the coffee shop, where everyone is welcome to come in and try the coffee that we roasted on our roasters.
The automation and software are becoming the more important thing in Typhoon Roasters machines. So you are prominent about the bed fluid technology. So explain a little bit about that.
Sure, we can divide it into two questions, like fluid bed technology and automation, the software. So all of our machines are convection fluid bed roasters, which means that the roasting happens in hot air. There is no contact with the surface. And with our machines, roasting happens quite fast, which might some say. So roasting for espresso takes only 7 minutes. Roasting for filter, which you're trying, takes just 5 minutes. And the roasting happens, again, in hot air, no contact with the surface, so the beans are becoming more consistent. They're not damaged, you cannot overheat them as well. And we have our own software, Typhoon software, which is fully compatible with Cropster, Artisan. And with this software, you can control speed of fan, also temperature. You can roast either manually or automatically. So, for example, you can set up a profile, push the button, and the machine will do the rest of magic, which is amazing. And you can also repeat the profiles all over again.
So we know that you have different roasting machines. Tell about the difference and which kind of machines you have.
Sure. So we have our two lines. First line is shop roasters. That's the roasters for coffee shop roasters, for example, like our coffee shop. So it's Typhoon 2.5 that does up to 15 kilogram in 1 hour. And we have Typhoon 5 that does up to 30 kilogram in 1 hour. And both machines have big glass windows, so you can actually see the whole roasting process. And I will show a bit later when we go to our roasting space. And it's very famous to be actually for the design, because you can see everything, not only how in traditional drum roasters you see in a very small glass, in a small window. Here you see everything, it kind of becomes like magic. So here we are at the roasting space of our coffee shop. And this is the Typhoon 5 kilogram shop roaster, one we actively use here at the Typhoon Coffee. And if you remember when we spoke just a few minutes ago, in our back office, I mentioned the design of the machine. So here is a big glass window so you can see the full roasting process, which you will see quite soon when we turn on the roaster. So that's what really makes this machine very unique, because it's the only machine on the market where you can see the full process, not from a small window, but just from a huge one. There's one also here on the side. Here we have a cooling table where cooling takes only 4 minutes. Roasting, if you remember, it takes 7 minutes espresso, 5 minutes filter coffee. Here we have our cyclone with a chaff collector where all the chaff gets collected. Here's our hopper, big motor, and here are our software. We actually launched our pro version this year, so the software on the new machines will look a bit different. It looks kind of like iPad, very big, very touchscreen, easy to follow, and you can see a big sticker of Cropster. So all of our software compatible with Cropster and Artisan. or you can just use Typhoon software depending on your preference. And we also have industrial lines, so the Typhoon 10, which is kind of right now in the middle of shop roasters and industrial. You can actually see it here on our brochure. We just introduced it back in February in Dubai, the World of Coffee. And the Typhoon 10 does up to 60 kilogram. Then we have Typhoon 20, does up to 120, and Typhoon 30 does up to 180 kilogram. So all of those are more for production sites because they produce massive amount of coffee. And yeah, they're like monsters in a good way. You cannot place them really in a coffee shop. I would recommend it to have more on a site, on the production side.
It's good because you have the two type of machines and you know how what the customer needs for that. So it's better.
Of course, we actually noticed that a lot of clients start, for example, with having like a small shop roaster, being in their coffee shop, then they grow, and they leave this one in a coffee shop and then put the bigger one, let's say, in an industrial unit for like larger volumes.
Of course, the necessities is completely different. So, of course, since 2008, Typhoon have an evolution. Did you feel that in your clients and you have more clients about the specialty coffee?
I think nowadays, yes. We see it's a huge trend right now, especially coffee. Anywhere you go in all the countries, you'll find specialty coffee shops. And we see more and more clients come to us from this segment. But we also have just non-specialty coffee as well.
So how is the feedback from the specialty coffee and the customers now in the coffee shop too?
Well, I think they'll love it because having this technology really helps to save the bean, and open more brightly because the heat goes straight to the bean and in a very short time. So you cannot overheat the bean, you cannot burn it. And that's why clients go for Typhoon. And for example, even having the coffee shop here helped us also to understand more clientele, more like the coffee clients who go for drinking, and also like roasters clients as well, because we really see how the machine is being used. Because you can make a product, but if it's not user-friendly, then it's going to be not a very good product.
That's true.
So definitely having a coffee shop is a big help for all of us.
Because at the end, you always see the final product that it's a coffee, but here you can see all the process. So it's so good.
And all of us in the team love our coffee. So it really helps, and they're all happy that we have the coffee shop.
All right, perfect. So tell me about how is the customer experience when you buy a Typhoon roaster machine?
Sure. So usually we have several kind of ways how clients reach us. It can be either on the website, social media, at the expos, at the coffee festivals, or even sometimes they just randomly come to the showroom and they see the machine and they start asking us about it. So let's say a client contacts us, we get back to him as soon as possible, and our sales team starts working. Then we have also demos like the test drives, which are actually open to public. Anyone can sign up for this. So it can be done either online, with a Zoom call, Google Meet, anything. We'll just roast the coffee. And we can send you the samples that we roasted here in back room. Or you can also come to Prague and we can do it offline. Or in some places where we have ambassadors, we can arrange the test drive there. Then once a client purchases the equipment, we have also portfolio managers joining the conversation. All of our clients have 2-year warranty on everything. Also, they can customize the equipment, which is, I think, a very big also decision-making point because people love to customize.
Yeah,
you can choose colors, you can put the logo, and so there is a software that you mentioned before. And we also do offer the full help, which you needed, for example, for people who just start with green coffee as well. We have in our team people working with different importers, like you as well, and we can help, to match the profile with the coffee, to let them know which coffee to buy, and it's like the full package. And I think everyone really appreciates that because not many people know how to get the coffee, but here you understand also more what the season, everything. And then, of course, we provide the full training on how to roast, how to use the machine. It can be done either online or offline here in Prague. And then after everything is done, we stay in touch with all of our clients and help them through the whole journey with the Typhoon.
So perfect. The customers have a full experience about both the coffee machine, our roaster machine. So what's next for Typhoon Roaster, about the new technologies or designs?
Yes, we actually already launched like our Pro version line for the 10 kg. We started with the 10 kg. Now we are moving to the 5 and the 2.5. And we already have some in production, but we will be applying for the best product of the year, this World of Coffee, the next one, in January. Also, I think you can already say that, it's a little spoiler. We are working on a sample roaster, because many of our clients are asking us, like, can you recommend us something? Or do you have a sample roaster? Because even though we do have the 2.5, it's quite a massive roaster, so it cannot really be used for samples. So I think next year, beginning of the year, we will be telling you more about it. But that would be kind of our main focus. And of course, working more with coffee importers, with clients to understand more what's needed, and continue kind of innovating this coffee experience.
You never stop.
So thank you, Daria, for hosting us.
Thank you so much for your time.
And now we're gonna ask to Olga, the head coffee of Typhoon Roasters. So now we have here Olga. She just came to Brazil 2 hours ago. And she's the head coffee and roasting from Typhoon Roaster. So, Olga.
Hello, everyone. Muchas gracias, Maratera, for being here. We're very happy. Yes, my name is Olga. I'm head of coffee here in Typhoon Coffee, which is a little branch of Typhoon Roasters, because we have a showroom here where we have our own roaster. We have a coffee shop, and we have our own roastery. It actually started when the Typhoon Roasters started to operate here in Czech Republic. And it's supposed to be just like a showroom, but you see right now, because it's actually very good.
Yeah.
So people started to see us, and right now we are coffee shop and roastery. We have our own B2B clients, etc. So
it's amazing facilities, amazing.
Thank you.
All right, so you were roasting professional.
I'm chief
And you
roaster
are?
here. Yes.
So yes, you have an amazing facilities here. You have the coffee shop, the roasting machine. It's crazy. Which are the questions that the customer always asks you? Because you have people that they don't have nothing about experience about roasting, and people they are more professional. Tell me a little bit.
Okay, people usually come to see our machine in action here. So they usually have a lot of questions. Some of clients are beginners, some of them very experienced roasters. It's pretty difficult to explain everything in one day. That's why we also provide 3 days training. For the beginners, it's usually very important to have consistency. The machine for them should be very user-friendly, and we can offer that. I started to roast on Typhoon Roaster. It was my first roaster.
Actually,
And I learned to roast in 1 month. So it's very easy to learn how to roast on Typhoon. Also, Daria mentioned about new Pro version. On that type of machine, they would have improved software. You can see a lot of new features, auto detection of first crack, etc. And the profile can be repeated, even if the obstacles in the roastery will be different. For example, with season changing, we have different temperatures outside, inside, etc. So even given this, the profile will be repeated with 100% accuracy.
okay, so interesting. You can roast in 1 month with Typhoon Roasters machines. What about the profiles?
Oh, that's very interesting topic for me, because I really love roasting, and it's very interesting to roast on Typhoon, because if you're a very experienced roaster, you can play with the profile, you can do a lot of things. Especially right now, I think all of us have a lot of information about coffee. World is changing, and right now we can go to origins. We can learn about coffee a lot, and this is actually the thing what helps a lot when you roasting coffee, because you know everything, a lot of parameters, and I don't know, decade ago we didn't know it, and right now the main thing I think is imagine what result you need, what you're expecting from this particular coffee. For example, if you roast washed coffee, it will be one profile. For naturals or fermented coffee, it will be another. So the machine is quite playful, but for the beginners also it's very simple, because we try to help people, we try to give them the beginning profile so they can start smoothly without any mistakes, so they can learn smoothly about this gentle roasting on Typhoon. But also, yeah, I think the most interesting part for me is to roast fermented coffee, because it's very difficult. I think on each roasting machine is quite challenging thing, but I mean, on Typhoon roaster you can do everything. The main thing is to imagine what are your expectations from this particular coffee. And I'm the green coffee professional too, so I usually try to understand coffee first and then plan your roasting profile. And once you reach the best result, oh, you're so happy.
Yes, it's so important to know the product at the
Yes, exactly.
because it's our mission as a green coffee importer to
Yes.
that you can have a good machine, the best machine in the world, but you need to know the product.
Exactly.
So it's important to know the green coffee, and later you can play.
Oh yeah. Here in Typhoon Coffee Roastery and Coffee Shop, we have a lot of coffees, different origins, different processings, and we are always looking for something new. This is very interesting and challenging to roast something that it's not usually on European market. So tell us, Patricia, what's new in Maretera?
So I think in Maretera we are looking for different origins, different processes, but the most important thing is show to the producers how they can make different processes, and they could have the best coffee if they know how to do it. Oh, wow. So showing all and making new events, growing markets. And
So your main focus right now is to connect producer and
exactly,
the last client.
They are the forbidden part of the coffee chain, and it's our mission to give the knowledgement to improve the coffees and have different processes, the material that they need. So
That's very exciting.
our plan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Olga, for being here.
Thank you.